So there's something new every day concerning Donald Trump. So obviously I'm sure you've all seen the recent speech at this dinner speech that Trump did. And he put one of those red MAGA hats on his head and it said Trump 2028. And then he started talking about how he's going to be president in 2028. So I've got some clips to show you about what he said. And then I have another video I want you to watch. Now the sound quality is not very good on it, but pay close attention to what's going on in this video, okay? So you're going to see Trump say that he's going to run for president in 2028, and you're going to see someone else talking about Trump saying that he will be president in 2028. Guys, if that happens, that's never been done before. And it's not allowed by the Constitution to run for a third term. So he would be turning into a dictator, guys. A new Julius Caesar. Now we know that he's not allowed to run for a third term. So will the beast turn on the woman and burn her with fire? Will he turn on America and seize power in the Middle East from Israel? Is that what he's already setting up right now? Remember, the beast will turn on the woman and burn her with fire. The woman's mystery Babylon, this great city that rules over all the kings of the earth, with great riches and wealth, with trade on the sea. Many say mystery Babylon is America. Will he turn on America because he's not allowed this third term that he wants? Either way, we ain't getting rid of Trump anytime soon. He's going to turn into a dictator, guys. Trump for 2028. There were banners going around everywhere too. And apparently there's this thing called the Third Term Project. Trump 2028. They've got him looking like a Roman Caesar type character with the wreath of leaves around his head. He looks like a Roman. Are we about to see Donald Trump after this second term turn into a dictator, the final one world leader, the Antichrist? I don't know. We'll have to see. Many people are saying that he is the last president. They're saying that Donald Trump's the final president of America. He's putting a hat on saying he's running for 2028. He's not allowed to do that by the Constitution. So what's going to happen?
As I said 3 months ago, the show must go on. We were backstage, and we both wanted to just have it go on, whether it was 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, it didn't matter. But in the end, it made more sense to do it the way we're doing it. And we had a great news conference at the White House, in a very important room. And you did very well. I think we all did very well. It was a hell of an evening, I can tell you that. Won't soon be forgotten. And I think a lot was learned from that evening. A tremendous amount was learned about security and about other things, the dangers of what we all do. But just like my presidency, the second time is always better. It's always better. And the third time will be better yet. When I'm gone, you're all going to be broke. Your business model is going to be finished. No, it's true. When I'm not around, you're going to be broke. There's not going to be anybody to report on, to show just how much I care about the press. And I want to save your ratings. I'm pleased to announce my intention to, and this is somewhat of a scoop, my intention to run for a fourth term as President of the United States. I will be doing that. I will be having an official. In fact, I think I have. I won 3 times. Now I'm going to do it again. Thank you. I'm going to do it. Should be easy. I'm getting very good at running for president. No, I won 3 times, did very well the second time, by the way. It's a rigged election, but we don't have to talk about it.
So Trump 28, Trump is going to be president 28, and people just ought to get accommodated with that.
So what about the 22nd Amendment?
There's many different alternatives. At the appropriate time, we'll lay out what the plan is, but there's a plan. We had longer odds in 16 and longer odds in 24 than we got in 28. And President Trump will be the president of the United States, and the country needs him to be president of the United States. We have to finish what we started. Trump is a vehicle. I know this will drive you guys crazy, but he's a vehicle of divine providence. He's an instrument. He's very imperfect. He's not churchy, not particularly religious, but he's an instrument of divine will. And you can tell this of how he's pulled this off. We need him for at least one more term, right? And he'll get that in 28.
You're not driving me crazy. I'm trying to understand the coherence of the things you've just told me. On the one hand, you've said the Constitution is fit for purpose. Secondly, you've said that President Trump needs another term, even though the 22nd Amendment makes pretty clear that he cannot have another term.
Why does it make that clear?
Because he's in his second term already.
At some point in time, we will make sure we go through Zanny and define all those terms.
But you will be undermining the spirit of that amendment, even if you find some way around it.
If the American people, with the mechanisms we have, put Trump back in office, are the American people tearing up the Constitution? Would that be tearing up? Would the American people be going against the spirit of the Constitution, ma'am?
I think yes, actually, because I think what you will end up with is a populist justification for a quasi-dictatorship.
That's not true at all.
That's what it sounds like.
It's not. Trump is a dictatorship. Did you just see the compromises he had to make on the big, beautiful bill? You see the compromises he has to do on everything, on accommodating Zelensky, on what President Trump. President Trump is nothing but a series of negotiations to kind of keep this thing rolling forward, where he's having trade-offs all the time.
Steve, you've just spent the last 20 minutes telling me we have to smash the other side. There's no room for debate. There's no room for compromise. We must smash them. And now you're telling me this is a negotiation. I mean, that's
no.
I guess that's why it seems to me some kind of tension there.
The only way President Trump wins in 2028 and continues to stay in office is by the will of the American people. Okay? And the will of the American people is what the Constitution embodies. And so I think we're going to be in good hands there. We need to finish what we started.
He's a dumb person. I said, Doctor, I don't mind being called a brilliant, total tyrant dictator, but I don't want to be called dumb.
A lot of people would not have expected that we would be where we are tonight. And it is an incredible political comeback story for anybody who covers politics or watches all of this. I think we are witnessing something extraordinary.
It is a remarkable political comeback. Think of how many things have been thrown at former President Trump. Think about how many legal cases he still has yet to fight. He's, how many charges he's facing. And in the wake of that, he is getting overwhelming response from voters. Not just, a different coalition of voters. You were talking about, in some cases, Reagan Democrats. These are union workers who have decided they want to vote for Donald Trump in some of these primaries. He has defeated all of his challengers, and if you look back 2 years, we would not have predicted this day. You would have said, this is going to be Governor Ron DeSantis. This is going to be somebody else besides former President Trump.
Have we ever seen a political comeback like this in presidential history?
Andrew, we've heard it twice in the broadcast now, but it bears repeating. We have never seen anything remotely like this. This is a spectacular comeback on the part of Donald Trump, and I'm not sure anyone could have predicted this.
And so the man who has upended all the rules of politics in America is president for a second time. The man who has been impeached twice, who has a criminal conviction, who stands accused of trying to overthrow the results of the last election, has won this one. It is a quite extraordinary moment. Whatever you think of him, love him or hate him, it is a stunning political comeback. Donald J. Trump, property developer, reality TV star turned politician, is back in the White House. This is an historic moment for America, but also for the world.
The dragon gave the beast his power and his throne and great authority. One of the heads of the worshipped the dragon because he had given authority to the beast, and they also worshipped the beast and asked, who is like the beast? Who can wage war against it? The beast was given a mouth to utter proud words and blasphemies, and to exercise its authority for 42 months. It opened its mouth to blaspheme God and to slander his name and his dwelling place and those who live in heaven. It was given power to wage war against God's holy people and to conquer them. And it was given authority over every tribe, people, language, and nation. All inhabitants of the earth will worship the beast. Then I saw a second beast coming out of the earth.
Madison Square Garden, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the greatest capitalist in the history of the United States of America, Elon Musk.
It had two horns like a lamb, but it spoke like a dragon. It exercised all the authority of the first beast on its behalf, and made the earth and its inhabitants worship the first beast whose fatal wound had been healed.
Fight, 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 vote, vote, vote. I have something I want to ask you to do, though. There's a lot of people out there who need to vote for President Trump, okay?
And it performed great signs, even causing fire to come down from heaven to the earth in full view of the people. Because of the signs it was given power to perform on behalf of the first beast, it deceived the inhabitants of the earth. It ordered them to set up an image in honor of the beast who was wounded by the sword and yet lived.
This morning, Elon Musk announcing that for the first time, his company Neuralink has implanted a brain chip in a human. Neuralink's goal is to help paralysis patients communicate by connecting their brain to a computer.
The second beast was given power to give breath to the image of the first beast, so that the image could speak and cause all who refused to worship the image to be killed. It also forced all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hands or on their foreheads, so that they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of its name. This calls for wisdom. Let the person who has insight calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. That number is 666.
I'm not just MAGA. I'm Gothic MAGA.
leaders will soon have to face is America's leader, a man who has made very clear his affection, his affinity, his agreement on policy and style and tone and tenor and tactic with the world's autocrats. He has displayed publicly that he can be easily and completely swayed by their flattery. He has dug deeper into his isolationist policies, and he has signaled he may not honor America's alliances, and he's done it all out in the open.
But we got good reviews of that speech. Usually they say he's a horrible dictator type person. I'm a dictator. But sometimes you need a dictator. But sometimes you need a dictator.
So sorry for the sound quality of that video you just heard, but I hope you made it out. Let me know what you thought about it in the comment sections below. And remember, if you want to be saved, you need to believe in the gospel of Christ's death, burial and resurrection, written in 1 Corinthians 15:3-4. For I delivered unto you first of all the which I also received, how that Christ died for our sins according to the Scriptures, and that he was buried, and that he rose again the third day according to the Scriptures. Believe in the gospel of Christ's death, burial and resurrection, and you shall be saved to eternal life. If there is any man on this planet right now that would suit a dictator, a leader that's growing old, that's going to go to perdition, go to destruction, Donald Trump fits it. He fits it. And this whole beast system, you watched my last video about the world leaders, about the mark of the beast that's coming. My last video, it's all surrounding Donald Trump. It's his new world order. So I'm very interested to see what's going to happen, right, after this second term. He's not allowed a third term in America by the Constitution. He wants one though. He wants to stay in power. So will the beast turn on the woman, Mystery Babylon, burn her with fire? Is that why he's just allowed Saudi Arabia to do this nuclear weapons deal? Is he going to use a nuclear bomb from the Middle East to bomb his own country because they won't let him have a third term? Which is Mystery Babylon, the woman falling off the beast. And then he's revealed in the Middle East. And we get warnings from the sky then, from angels telling us not to worship the beast in his image or take his mark. I'm very interested to see what's going to happen after this second term. I'm very interested to see if something bad's going to happen to America. Because if it does, then America was Mystery Babylon, and now the beast is setting himself up in the Middle East. Okay, I'm watching Trump very closely. He's fulfilling Bible prophecy. Okay? He said that Christians will not have to vote again after this second term. And he's addressing the American Christians in America. You won't have to vote again in this second term. Is it because America's going to be destroyed? Is it because he's going to stay in power in America for another term? Is that why he wore this? 2028, Trump 2028. Okay? He's going to turn into a dictator, guys. He's going to be revealed as a son of perdition, I've got a feeling. So until the next video, and there will be another video, God bless.